It's 6:37 a.m. when the sun kisses the slate-gray shingles of my bungalow, and the dew on the front lawn glistens like tiny sequins. The world feels calm, controlled. My playlist hums from the Bluetooth speaker in the kitchen, the smell of French roast curling through the air. This is my peace. My rhythm. My little corner of Rephrise Estates. I bought this house 4 years ago. Moved out here with my daughter after finally earning tenure at the university. It's the kind of place where sprinklers hiss to life at the same time every morning, where neighbors wave but never speak longer than 30 seconds, and where American flags outnumber black families 5 to 1. I am one of the 5. And for a while, that was fine. Out front, my driveway stretches like an arrow straight to my garage, my sanctuary. I keep it clean. Edges trimmed. No oil stains. I park my Tesla flush with the slope every night like a ritual. It's the only house on the block with solar panels and a Rephrise Clean Air sticker in the window. Some folks pretend not to see it. Others don't pretend at all. Then came the first morning. A white Range Rover, plate still dealer-issued, parked halfway across my driveway like it owned the concrete. I'd barely processed it before my daughter called from the porch, "Daddy, someone's blocking you in." It was a nuisance, not a battle. I rang a few doorbells, left a note. Thought it was a one-off. Then it happened again. And again. Always the same car. Same careless angle. I checked the HOA roster. Unit 312. Property owned by Catherine Halverston. Folks call her Karen, some behind her back, others with a smirk right to her face. Blonde bob. Aviator shades. Collared pastel shirts like she owns stock in the neighborhood. She's the vice president of the HOA, of course. She never apologized. Just pursed her lips, clicked her tongue, and said, "Oh, I thought that was guest parking." It isn't. She's never parked in anyone else's driveway, just mine. Never blocked Mr. Chang's across the street or the Carter's 2 doors down. Always me. I didn't want to jump to conclusions. I didn't want to be that guy. But it's the way her dog barks louder when we walk by. The way her friends on the HOA board suddenly revised the street parking rules the week after I hosted my brother's birthday cookout. The way she smirks when I reverse onto the lawn to get out. Little things. Like hairline cracks in glass. At first, you tell yourself it's nothing. But they spread. And one morning, you wake up, look at your driveway, and realize this isn't about parking. It's about power. And I'm done letting her take mine. It starts happening like clockwork. Tuesdays. Fridays. Every other Sunday when I'm trying to make it to morning service with my daughter. The Range Rover shows up, sprawled across my driveway like it belongs there, angled just enough to block me in, but never quite enough to call the tow company without getting an earful from the HOA. Catherine, Karen, knows the rules better than anyone. She helped write them. And she knows how to skirt them like a pro. At first, I try diplomacy. A note on her windshield. A polite knock on her door. I smile. I keep my tone even. She opens the door slowly, sunglasses still on despite the overcast. Her lips curl into that dry, faux-concerned smile. Oh dear, did I park too far again? These driveways are just so narrow. They're not. She leans against the doorframe like it's a photo shoot. You know, you should really look into public parking for your guests. I heard some folks have lots of visitors. My jaw tightens. That was my brother. He stayed 2 nights. She tuts. Right. That's when it clicks. She's not careless. She's calculated. And something about me, about us, scratches at her like an itch she can't leave alone. Later that week, a letter shows up in my mailbox, unsigned, but HOA stamped. Please refrain from leaving trash bins out past collection day. Several complaints have been made. I laugh. Out loud. Because I'm the one who puts mine away before noon. Meanwhile, her own bin is rolling in the wind half the week. I start documenting things. Snapping photos of her car blocking my driveway. Saving time-stamped videos from my Ring cam. My daughter helps me tag the clips, dates, angles, details. Still, without a smoking gun, the HOA shrugs it off. Mr. Albrecht, the HOA president, Catherine's longtime golf buddy, waves me off during a meeting. We'll review it at the next board discussion, Dr. Langston. But you know how confusing the cul-de-sac layouts can be. I know exactly how clear they are. After the meeting, as I pack up my tablet, Karen sidles over like we're old friends. You know, she says, tapping her French manicured nails on the clipboard, maybe it's just a misunderstanding. You don't want to come across as combative. That kind of energy doesn't go over well in this neighborhood. She smiles again, too wide, too knowing. There it is. That energy. She means my voice, my presence, my skin. My daughter sees it too. She doesn't say anything, but I catch her looking out the window more often, making sure the driveway's clear before school, holding her breath when it's not. The air around the house thickens. Something's shifting, rotting underneath the HOA manicured lawns and scripted pleasantries. And in the silence between door slams and Range Rover engines, I can hear it. The click of a line being crossed. Again. And again. The next time it happens, I don't knock. I record. It's a Saturday morning. The sky's that crisp autumn blue, and the coffee's still warm in my hand when I glance out the window and see it, her silver Range Rover, tires hugging my driveway like ivy. She's even closer this time. My bumper's boxed in tight against her rear. I step outside, phone in hand, camera rolling. "Catherine," I call out, calm but firm. She's crouched by her rose bushes, clipping dead petals with unnecessary flair. She doesn't look up. "Catherine." She finally turns. That same passive-aggressive squint. "Oh. Morning, Dr. Langston. Is there a problem?" I tilt my phone slightly so the driveway fills the frame. "You're blocking my car." Again. She stands up slow, brushing invisible dirt from her designer slacks. "Oh. I must have misjudged the angle. These driveways really are so narrow, aren't they?" "They're not." I don't flinch. "I've asked you before." Her smile hardens. "Well, maybe if you didn't have so many guests, your driveway wouldn't be such a hot commodity." She says, "guests," like a slur. "You're violating HOA rules," I say. Again. "I have it all documented." She waves a hand. "You really ought to calm down. You're making this more than it is." That night, someone leaves a typed letter taped to my door. Unneighborly conduct will be reviewed. Excessive complaints disrupt community harmony. No signature. But I recognize the language. It reeks of Catherine and her subtle, dog-whistle diplomacy. The next few days spiral. I try to file a formal complaint. Albrecht emails me back with a vague, condescending note. We encourage residents to resolve disputes amicably without escalating unnecessary tensions. After all, we all want a peaceful neighborhood. Translation: sit down. Stay quiet. So I stop playing nice. I set up a second camera, this one tucked behind the hedge, angled low. I reprogram my Ring to store backup to the cloud and timestamp every entry. I log every encounter. Screenshot every HOA response, or lack thereof. And I'm not the only one watching. One evening, as I'm unloading groceries, Mrs. Simmons from 3 doors down stops me. She's lived here 20 years, quiet, polite, never one to speak out. "I saw the way she parked last week," she says, eyes flicking toward Catherine's house. "That wasn't accidental. You need anything, testimony or whatever, you come to me." It snowballs from there. A younger couple, the Rodriguezes, offer to help too. "She told us our paint color wasn't harmonious with the historical palette," the husband says. "We're from New Mexico. It's adobe." I start compiling statements, recordings, emails, every racial microaggression dressed in HOA language, every thinly veiled suggestion, every rule bent conveniently in her favor. And still, Catherine doesn't stop. If anything, she escalates. She starts parking earlier in the day, sitting in her car with the engine off like she's daring me to confront her. She plants a no trespassing sign at the edge of her lawn, facing my house. Then comes the kicker. I return home from work one afternoon to find a bright orange warning posted on my mailbox. Imminent tow notice. Recurring HOA violations. My heart thunders. I filed every complaint, documented every block. I haven't violated a single parking rule. I snap a photo. My hand shakes. Not from fear, but fury. This is war now. Saturday morning. Bright. Breezy. Quiet, until Catherine strikes again. Her Range Rover sits flush against my bumper, nose tilted like a smug insult. She's made sure I can't get out at all this time. My daughter peers out the front window. You calling the HOA again? No, I say, grabbing my phone. I'm calling Catherine. I step outside, camera already recording. The lens captures the precise tire overlap, the driveway lines, and the empty guest spots across the street. I knock 3 crisp, firm raps on her pristine white door. She opens it slow, a silk robe draped over her shoulders, cradling a mug that reads, Queen of the Cul-de-sac. Well, this is becoming a habit, she chirps. Didn't think you'd be going anywhere today. Thought you people loved to sleep in on weekends. I blink. You people. Oh, relax. She sips her coffee with a smirk. You're always so on edge. Not very neighborly. Behind her, Albrecht appears in the hallway. Polished loafers. That same smug air. Problem again, Dr. Langston? Yes, I say. Same as the last 6 times. She's blocking my driveway. Again. Albrecht shrugs. Maybe you should consider carpooling. There's limited space in this neighborhood, after all. Catherine grins wide, relishing it. You know, your tone is a little aggressive right now. We could bring this up at the next board meeting. Documented hostility is a serious concern. I smile. Finally. Because now it's time. I'm glad you said documented, I reply, pulling out my tablet. Because I brought a presentation. Her smile falters. I swipe open a folder labeled Pattern of Harassment, a cleanly organized stream of videos, photos, HOA emails, and time-stamped recordings. I tap play on one. It's Catherine, 2 weeks ago, stepping out of her car and laughing while saying, Let's see how long it takes him to call for help. Catherine pales. That's illegal recording. In my driveway. Legal jurisdiction's mine, I cut in smoothly. And every file is backed up to cloud storage. But that's not all. I swipe again, revealing a signed statement from Mrs. Simmons, another from the Rodriguezes, and one from the mail carrier who saw the tow notice being taped to my box, by Catherine herself, not the HOA. I also had the tow company confirm that no such notice was ever filed through proper channels. Meaning you forged it. Albrecht stiffens. You're bluffing, Catherine snaps. No one's going to care. You think you can just waltz into this neighborhood and turn it into a place where rules apply to everyone? I say, louder now. Because I've also forwarded all this to Channel 8 News, the local Civil Rights Commission, and the county sheriff's office. Silence. Just the soft whir of my tablet fan. My daughter steps out and joins me on the porch. Phone in hand, she's live streaming it all. Over 300 viewers already. Catherine's lip trembles. Albrecht clears his throat. I think we should reconvene. Privately. No, I say. We're done playing private. We're done playing quiet. Catherine opens her mouth, searching for some last ounce of power, but it's gone. Stripped away. The mask slips, and what's left is just a bitter woman choking on her own arrogance. I look her in the eyes, calm as ever. This ends now. And it does. By Monday morning, the cul-de-sac isn't whispering, it's screaming. My daughter's live stream hit 100,000 views overnight. People aren't just watching, they're sharing. The comments are a flood of outrage, classic HOA Karen behavior. She really said you people? Expose her. And that's exactly what's happening. At 9:03 a.m., a white Ford Explorer with county decals turns onto the street. Deputy Wren steps out, cool, even-keeled, clipboard in hand. Catherine sees him from her upstairs window. I know because her blinds twitch 3 times, quick and frantic. Then the shouting starts. I never authorized that tow. Catherine barks at Albrecht on her porch. You said it would scare him. You said. You wrote the damn notice. Albrecht hisses back. You forged the HOA stamp, You used my printer, you. The deputy clears his throat. They freeze. I stand beside him, holding the folder I showed them days ago, but this time, it's thicker. The sheriff's office requested the full footage, and I provided everything. Front yard cameras. Dashcam from my daughter's car. Audio clips of Catherine boasting about teaching me a lesson. But it's the Ring camera footage from the Rodriguezes that lands the final blow. Catherine is caught red-handed walking across my lawn at 2 a.m., planting broken glass in the grass. Laughing. Saying, "Let's see if he still lets his little girl play out here." The deputy's jaw clenches as he watches it. "Ma'am," he says, voice clipped, "you are under investigation for property tampering, harassment, and trespassing. You need to come with me." She spins. "What? No. That's edited. He doctored that. He's making this a racial thing because he wants sympathy." Deputy Wren doesn't blink. "The footage came from your neighbor's cloud server. It's time-stamped, GPS verified, and the HOA has no jurisdiction over private property driveways." Albrecht backs away, hands in the air. "I had no idea about any of this." "You helped her print the notice," I say. "You backed the towing threat. You used your position to shield her." His eyes dart around, seeking refuge. Too late. Channel 8's news van is already at the corner. Microphones out. Cameras rolling. I tipped them off before the deputy arrived. Catherine shouts, "Don't film me. This is harassment." "They're filming the arrest of a woman caught harassing a family of color for months," I say, keeping my voice level. "Big difference." Catherine flails as cuffs lock around her wrists. "This isn't over. You'll regret this. I run this neighborhood." Deputy Wren guides her down the steps. Calm. Professional. Firm. The neighbors peek out of their windows, some ashamed, some stunned. Mrs. Simmons steps forward, arms crossed. "You always acted like you were queen of this place, Catherine. Maybe now you'll learn something about humility." As the squad car door shuts, Catherine screams, "This isn't who I am." I step closer. "It's exactly who you are," I say softly, but loud enough for the camera. "You just got used to no one saying it out loud." The cruiser pulls away, red and blue flashing over her perfectly manicured hedges. Her kingdom, crumbling in real time. Albrecht slinks inside. The HOA forum goes silent. No emails. No statements. Just one notification: Board Vice President Albrecht has resigned. Justice is a slow burn. But today it roars. It starts with a letter. Not from the HOA, but from the county prosecutor's office. Mailed first class, addressed to me. Inside, confirmation that charges have been formally filed against Catherine Delacroix. 3 counts: criminal trespass, harassment with intent to intimidate, and falsifying legal documents. A misdemeanor, 2 felonies. It's happening. Not just internet outrage or neighborly whispers. Real accountability. She made bail, of course. But the bond wasn't cheap. And the footage, all of it, aired on the local news under the segment, "Neighborhood Power Trip or Racially Motivated Harassment." They ran her full name. They showed her dragging my daughter's car with a chain. They played the Ring footage twice. She tried to call it deep-fake technology. Didn't work. HOA meetings are on hold. Albrecht's resignation triggered an emergency vote. 5 new candidates, all either people of color or longtime residents who've quietly endured this mess, are now on the ballot. For the first time in 15 years, the HOA is facing a real shake-up. And the best part? My driveway's open. No cones. No threats. No chalk marks or bogus notices. Just gravel, smooth and clean under the spring sun. I sit on the porch some mornings now, coffee in hand. My daughter joins me before school, earbuds in, sketchbook open. We laugh more. Breathe easier. I even waved at Mrs. Simmons the other day, and for once, she waved back. She even said something I didn't expect. "I think we all got a little too comfortable looking the other way," she muttered. "But you made it impossible to ignore." I nodded. Not out of pride, but because I understood. Silence is easier. Until it costs you everything. The biggest surprise came from across the street. Mr. Jenkins, the old Army vet with a Marine flag and faded MAGA bumper sticker, stopped by 2 nights ago. "Wanted to say I watched the footage," he said, staring at his boots. "Didn't realize how far she went. I've got a granddaughter in college. If someone did that to her, I'd lose my damn mind. I don't say much. I just listen." Then he looks up. "If you ever need a second set of eyes on your driveway again, I'm retired. Got time." It's not an apology, but it's something. The tire shredders, I kept them. Didn't have to use them again, but just knowing they're there? Comforting. Like a scarecrow with steel teeth. The HOA sent a letter a week later, this one real, notarized, and humble. "We apologize for the oversight, the harassment, and the inappropriate misuse of authority by former leadership. We are revising policy language to prevent future abuses and encourage active dialogue across all residents." They even refunded the towing fee. I framed that letter. Not out of pettiness. Out of proof. Proof that you can push back. That even when you're the only black family on the block, when people weaponize rules to cage you in, you can reclaim your space. And that the camera, that little lens on my porch, it's not just surveillance. It's defense. Witness. Truth. As the sun sets behind our house, my daughter pulls her sketchbook into her lap and nudges me. "Draw you?" she asks. I laugh. "Only if you catch my good side." She grins. "You don't have a bad one." For the first time in months, I believe her. Because today, justice didn't just knock. It parked in my driveway.